Much has been made of having a healthy gut, having the right kind of microbiome. There are companies that promise to test and evaluate the microorganisms in our gut. Jonathan Jarry is with the McGill Office for Science and Society, and he would advise us that commercial microbiome testing at this point may not be worth the money. So, Jonathan, can you start with telling us about microbiomes and microorganisms, and so what exactly are we talking about here?
And we often think of bacteria as things that give us infections, and some do, but bacteria can also be neutral or beneficial to us. Our gut is colonized by many, many bacteria, and bacteria also live on our skin. This is normal. There are also other kinds of microorganisms that have colonized us, like fungi and archaea. But to make a long story short, all of these things that we can't see with the naked eye and the environment in which they thrive is what we call the microbiome.
So why has it become such a health obsession?
Well, we've come to understand that these little organisms, they play a role in our health. Some of the claims are well supported. For example, if you get a C. difficile infection in the hospital and you receive a transplant from a healthy donor of what comes out the other end, it can cure your infection. Now, other claims are more preliminary, and so we're left to wonder how many diseases are impacted by our gut bacteria and what to do about that in order to be healthier.
So there are now companies that offer to test for our gut health. We're supposed to send them samples.
That is correct. So this has been going on for about a decade or so. So you take a sample, once again, of what comes out the backside, and you send it through the mail in a vial, all properly wrapped up, of course. And the scientists at the other end, they extract the DNA of all the bacteria found in the sample. You get back a report listing the Latin names of all the bacteria that they found in there, how many there were, and what lifestyle changes you should do to improve your gut health and by association your overall health. Very often the answer, of course, is buy some dietary supplements that we are also selling and make sure to subscribe for a monthly delivery. And this whole testing process, excluding the supplements, costs between 200 and 700 Canadian dollars, depending on the company that you pick.
Okay, so now researchers studied this. They sent samples, standardized samples. Who knew there were standardized samples? To 7 different companies. And what was the result?
That you might as well pay to see a fortune teller at the local fair. So as you mentioned, they had a standardized sample, which they sent to 7 companies. Each company, unbeknownst to them, received 3 kits that contained the exact same sample, and the results were all over the place. I mean, the same company might say that one of the 3 samples was below average in terms of gut health, while the other 2 were above average. And there was disagreement also between the companies. And again, it all came from the same person at the same time.
Did you just see balloons go in front of your face? It was the strangest thing.
It might be because I'm using my iPhone as a webcam, and so it's one of those automated things, unfortunately, with certain gestures.
These balloons just flew up across your face. It was very interesting. Okay,
I'm very excited about science.
Clearly. Okay, so there are all kinds of problems with testing for this, not the least of which is there is no real definition of healthy microbiome.
Yeah, I mean, the definition of healthy in this context, it's likely to be a range, not a single ideal. The public has been trained, I think, through media headlines, through direct-to-consumer advertising, to think that we know everything there is to know about gut bacteria. That is not true. Research is still very much in its infancy. One of the reasons why all these kits you can buy differ in their results is because every step of the process can be different from one company to the next. And there was a panel of experts that has recently released guiding principles on how to standardize a process of sample collection, of DNA extraction, of data analysis, so that there can be more consistency across the board moving forward.
And very quickly, Jonathan, so for now, these tests are not something people should be relying on.
No, I mean, bottom line, pun intended, don't flush your money down the toilet. These kits misinform more than anything else.
Okay, and now this is where you should have called up the balloons, because it would be a nice way to start. And
I know. Does that work? I think it's a thumbs up triggers it.
Okay, thank you very much, Jonathan.
Thank you for having me.